Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about kind of what's been happening at work and kind of lead it into another topic, I guess. So a follow-up from last week's video where I read the email that I sent out. I did get some responses back and a lot of them were really good. There was someone who just said that he'd been thinking about us a lot and that they almost named their son Atlas and they decided to go with Aries instead, but that he would always remember Atlas's name and that should say a lot because he doesn't remember anyone else's kids' names in the company. So that was kind of nice. And there was another person who had responded and said that they appreciated the email because they had actually been worried about, you know, what to say to me and kind of how to approach me and things like that. And then a few other people just said that they were really glad that I had wrote them and that it was really helpful information. So I think as far as that goes, it was helpful for them. The reactions I got when I first went in, so last Monday, were not really what I was expecting. A lot of people said that they were glad that I was back, that it was good to see me, you know, kind of general things like that. Nobody still brought up what happened. I think ideally, I would have liked people to acknowledge the situation and say, hey, you know, I just want to tell you I'm sorry. I heard what happened and, you know, whatever on top of that, or nothing. But nobody really said anything like that. I think that the email helped people not be afraid to talk to me because people were talking to me, but no one has said anything. The first time someone has said anything to me was today, and it was someone who was also expecting, his wife was expecting, and she was due a couple of months after me, so she's had her baby already. And he had asked me how I was doing, and I said, well, okay, I guess. I mean, I don't even really know how to answer that. And he's like, yeah, I mean, I can't even imagine. And you know, so I talked about it just a little bit, but that's the only person who's asked me. And normally I would ask how their baby's doing, but like I couldn't even handle that. So it just it's been a struggle being back at work. And I don't know if I mentioned this in any one of my other videos about what my counselor had said. She said, well, maybe going back to work and doing something that's familiar to you will be helpful. And since being back 3 days last week and just today, I just got home, it has not been a good time. And it's not that the work is hard, it's not. Like, it's the same. And I think the problem is that it's the same. So I wanted to kind of segue into life moving on, and that's really hard for me. So during the day, it's like everything is the same. Everything is back to where, I mean, I've been with the company for over 2 years now, and it's the same as when I was pregnant or before I was pregnant. And that's a really big struggle for me because my life is nowhere near the same. It's nowhere near the same. And I think it all hits me when I'm driving home or I get to the car, you know, ready to go home. It's like it all hits me that I went throughout my whole day and everything was the same, but it's not the same. And it really bothers me. It's just like the drive home is just terrible. I have a picture of Atlas in my visor, and it's just like driving home, I just think like the whole time, like, how is this even my life? And how am I at this place where I'm doing the same thing, and like it's like nothing has changed for anyone else, but for me my life is like completely shattered. It's like when those emotions hit, it's like physically hard to breathe sometimes. It's just been really hard to deal with. Like during the day it's fine, but then on the way home it's just like my hell, like I can't believe this is my life and it's not fair. I think that being back at work has solidified the fact that everybody just moves on, and that's fine. Like, you know, this didn't happen directly to them, but even like a month after, 2 months after, I really felt it at 3 months after, where people just kind of just move on, and it's the support kind of drifts away, and it's just really hard to see people just going about their everyday life like nothing has happened, when my life is just completely jacked up. And it's kind of brought forth a lot of emotions this past week. I cried on the way home again today, and I don't like feeling like I'm put back in a situation where everything is the same. It's like I'm forcing myself to think that things are the same. And I know that's not what's happening, but it's like my brain thinks that that's what I'm doing. And it's just really hard to go on in that same line of work. And I don't know if it will get better. I don't know, because I just don't know how to act around people when they just seem like their life is just going on, and when people don't mention it, I just feel like I want to talk about him all the time. I want people to like ask me to see pictures of him, and it's like they don't care. Like, if he was still here, everyone would be wanting to look at pictures of him, and it just breaks my heart. I don't know, that's kind of what I'm struggling with, is with everybody seeming to just have been going on with their normal lives while I've just been dealing with such emotional turmoil, and just this tragedy has just like rocked me to my core, and everyone else is just fine. It's just hard to deal with. It's hard to be around. And like I said, it's strange because during the day I'm fine, but then on the way home or getting into the car, it just all hits me. Like, even now, it's just thinking about it, it's just, I can't even believe that this is my reality. And I just look at his pictures and he's just so freaking perfect, and it just pisses me off that I can't share him like other people can share their kids. So I don't even know if this video is gonna be helpful to anyone, so I was just a blubbering mess the whole time, but I just kind of wanted to update everyone on how work has affected me and the feelings that it's brought up and kind of surfaced. So anyway, I hope you guys have a good rest of the week, and I will talk to you guys in my next one. Bye.